Welcome back, Double T gang, it's Tahmid here again. Sub, like, and comment gang, make that YouTube algo love us. If you're on a budget and can't afford $1,000,000 homes in Toronto or Vancouver, I'm here for you. With Rona and digital work, who knows, this might be the right time to move. Keep in mind, most of these cities I'm talking about are still relatively small, although some are growing. Depending on the province in Canada, a city can be anywhere from 5,000 to 25,000 people at a minimum, and of course it keeps getting higher and higher until you get into the millions. That's almost all you need to get that classification as a city, a minimum of 5 to 25,000 people. Moreover, language is also a consideration, along with the small size of the cities I'm talking about here. Also, other important factors include job opportunities, crime rates. Keep watching this video to find out what I mean. For example, the province of Quebec still has some of the cheapest real estate in Canada, and yet the language of majority there is French. So let's get right into it with the first of the three cities today, Saint John in New Brunswick, on the east coast of the country. It's probably one of the last Canadian cities where the average real estate price is still treading below or around 200 grand. Remember, the average Canadian home price is more like a whooping 650 grand. That's like 3 times more. The population of St. John's has been declining slightly in recent times, closing in to about 65,000. The city seems to have certain special and noticeable landmarks that include the headquarters of Irving Oil, City Hall of course, a very big cathedral, the city markets, and a giant harbor as well. Its economy relies a lot on the docks and harbors, with fishing, shipping, and cruises, tourism playing a big factor. There are also some maritime and oil-related industries still happening there, along with the government institutions being big employers as well. I also took a look at the different recent listings along the price line, as well as different dwelling types. Here's what I found about St. John. Alright, so I'm using Point 2 Homes, which is a great place to start looking and getting an idea on real estate in a place. We can see some listings here in St. John, see some condo and a bungalow up top, and also even vacant land and many other types of listing. St. John seems to have a fair bit of both bungalows and detached homes, such as this right there. There's also apartment type dwellings, although these are short medium rise buildings. Yeah, but most of it seems like bungalow type homes, and as you can see, mixed with apartments, like another one right here. This one's multi-family though, hence the higher price. But as you can see, prices are hovering all over the place, and look how cheap land lots are at only, this one is more like Mesa's Bay I guess, but only 30 grand for a parcel of land. So let's take a look at something like what a single family home, 4-bed, 1-bath would get you. Only 165 grand. That's unthinkable in most of Canada. So here looks like a garage at the back, a nice little freehold single family bungalow. They got the description here. Wow, 26 by 24 garage, loft, and even a quote-unquote man cave. Look at some of the pictures. I think that is a little shed or garage. You know, the furnitures are decent, the furnishings are decent, hardwood floors. Wow. So you know, it's a nice little house. Doesn't have the square footage, but the rooms look decent sized by any means. This is the basement they're talking about. You got your laundry, and this is, mind you, a 4-bedroom total unit. So the lot size it's sitting on seems pretty big as well. So to get all that just for 165 grand or 600 a month on mortgage, that's a dream anywhere in Canada, really. Alright, let's take a look at something more expensive, which also happens to be interestingly. This one has square footage, 1600, 1700 square feet, also single family, but I believe this is a high-rise or mid-rise. Condominium, yeah, it's a condo. It's built pretty recently, and I wonder why it's almost 600 grand. Let's take a look. Two bed, two bath. Ah, okay. I think I know why. It's a waterfront property, and often the most prized property anywhere in the world is waterfront. You're gonna have to pay a few times more for that view. That makes sense. That's why this condominium is almost the average price. It's still below the average of a Canadian home. It's got, you know, nice cabinet hardwood finishes. Floor looks really nice too. Lighting fixtures really modern. So it wasn't built that long ago either, right? So yeah, this is more the upscale end type of waterfront properties that you can get out in St. John, and it's in the city center too, by the looks of it, 3rd floor. Let's take a look at something more mid-range, maybe around this one. Okay, 400 grand, and this looks like it's sitting on a pretty big property. Look at that square footage, 3,600 square feet for only 400 grand. That's unimaginable by Canadian standards now. In the big city, something like this is like maybe, wow, furnishing is top notch. This is like maybe a $2 million property in Toronto, maybe more, who knows. Look at that furnishing, everything is spanking new. Wow, the newest appliances, rooms are huge, windows, doors, everything is spacious, you know, light coming through. They even got some interesting choice of statues, the hot tub or whatever that is. Massive rooms. Look at the room size. Wow. Wow. And a massive basement to top it all off. All this in St. John could be yours for 400 grand only. 3,600 square footage. Single family home with, of course, the garage. Looks like double doors. But yeah, it's mind-blowing to think about it, but that's just St. John for you. The next city is Saguenay in the French province of Quebec, so language might be an issue if you're thinking of moving there. The city is actually pretty big and naturally beautiful as well. Its population sits around 150,000. Like a lot of these other cheaper cities, there isn't much ethnocultural diversity in Saguenay. In terms of the economy, it relies on several different sectors from education to aluminum mining, with multiple shopping, innovation, and city centers lining the city. I took a look at the different dwelling types in Saguenay, and here's what I found. The prices seem to be really attractive, similar to St. John out on the East Coast. Alrighty, we're back here on Point 2 Homes looking at Saguenay real estate. Right off the bat, you can see the street names are indeed in French. This one looks like a new build, 2-bed, 1-bath, decent square footage, 600. The lot size isn't that huge either. It looks like a townhouse, but look at that, 240 grand only. I'm saying only because, you know, globally that's a lot of money, but not in Canadian real estate terms. Even cheaper little bungalow here, a modest 670 square footage. Another similar property down here, although this one claims to have a lot more, only 145 grand. That's not even imaginable for someone like me who grew up in Toronto. Again, more houses, bungalows mostly around the 200 range, as you see below. This is, I guess, what apartments look like there. As you can see, not much high-rise in the sense of high buildings or structures, mostly low-rise and mostly bungalows, or in this case, sort of semi-detached. Everything around here is below, wow, 200, around 200. I'm trying to see if we can find a fancier property. No, they're all around the same modest range. Yeah, wow. That's amazing, the consistency in price in Saguenay and surroundings. So let's take a look at perhaps one that's higher up in the price range in Saguenay, $299 is considered expensive there. This one is 4 beds and 2 baths. So let's take a look what it looks like. What can you get for $300? Aside from a nice lot and 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. Let's take a look at the pictures. Okay, seems like a decent drive-in with garage. Wow, a little built-up space at the back. The backyard seems to be pretty big too. The snow's really concealing everything, but the lot seems pretty big from all these pictures. Wow, even have a gazebo type thing here. That's crazy. This is inside, so modest furnishings. The property doesn't even look that old. Ample amount of space, nice appliances, countertops. It's got everything going for it. Might be a side split by the looks of it, but relatively new. Everything nice and shiny. Wow, even got the bathtub, the fancy bathtub, and even the fancy sink and lighting in here. This is a steal for 300 Canadian dollars. You could be living large in Saguenay. Wow, room size, fantastic size. Wonder if there's any basement. This might be it. Fireplace as well. Basement might have its own room that they're using to work out, as you can see, in its own washroom, stand-up shower, as they often have in basements. But imagine that you're getting all that and more for just 300 grand. If that's in mortgage terms, about 1.1 grand a month. Can't even rent a place for that much in a lot of Canada right now. So let's take a look at more what they consider perhaps condos. This one's a steal at less than 150 G's. Square footage is around 900, which is not bad at all for singles and couples. Let's take a look. Okay, outside looks nice, inside looks decent too. I think this one's on the first floor unit. Furnishings modest, nothing super fancy, but it works. You get a backyard view, kitchen. Yeah, it's modest. Nice little cozy, homey space. Rooms are okay-ish size. They're not massive, but they're not tiny either. They're workable. Can't ask much more for 150 grand, right? That's amazing. This comparable unit, let's say in Toronto, would be like 600 grand, almost a factor of 4 times more. Yeah, that's crazy to think about, but that's the difference in prices, right? Next, we move to the neighboring English-speaking province of Ontario and the northwestern city of Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay is a pretty remote place, about 1,400 kilometers north from Toronto. That's like 15 whole hours of driving up. The city boasts a population of around 110,000. It's actually the largest city in northwestern Ontario. The economy is being driven by the local university and hospital, along with other government institutions as well. But I should add that there are big lumber and also an aerospace company that also does some hiring and industrial activities around the city. The city is a bit more diverse ethnoculturally than Saguenay, but still mostly the people are from different parts of Europe rather than other parts of the world that the very big Canadian cities are known for. Also, Thunder Bay seems to have a ridiculously high, in fact highest per capita in Canada, homicide rates. That's something to think about and might be suppressing prices downwards. Regardless, I took a look at the different recent listings along different price lines as well as different dwelling types. Here's what I found out about Thunder Bay. It's one of those cities with also really attractive prices compared to other cities in Ontario that you might get, namely Toronto, where similar properties might be 2, 3, or even 4 times the price. Alright, we're back here on Point 2 Homes for our third city here on Thunder Bay. As you can notice right off the bat, the prices are slightly higher than Saguenay and also St. John, but even then, so reasonable. You can get things below 300, you can get it below 200 even for more modest properties. Not many high rises, as you'll notice, mostly bungalow, single family homes. Let's start with something up on the price line, a little bit fancier. Let's see what 600 grand in Thunder Bay, in the heart of Thunder Bay, can get you. Wow, double garage doors. This looks like a real new build, to be honest. Backyard is pretty big. Space, living room. There's upstairs too. It's not only single floor. Decent kitchen, decent tiles, decent appliances. Lots of wood, metals. Nice door into the backyard. Fancy lighting in here. Decent room sizes all over the place, and of course the fancy fireplace. So yeah, lots of space. Nice laundry room. The fancy stairs up. Modest lighting. Washroom is nice too. Bathtubs. Decent washroom fixtures all over. Room size is nice too. Totally livable. Not too small, not too big. Free blinds too, but the basement's not yet finished, so that would be some extra cost. But even then, this place seems super spacious, both outside and inside, and it seems like a new build. Let's see if we can see the square footage anywhere, but no, we can see that it was built in 2003, so very recently, and 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. So lots of space inside and outside, and for 600 grand, you know, right in the heart of the main city, that's really a steal anywhere in Canada. This in Vancouver or Toronto might be like triple the price, right? You're looking at almost, maybe even 4 times. You're looking at $2 million-ish for this. Let's look at something more modest in Thunder Bay. Let's say you're on a budget, and there we go. The 150 grand. This is a more modest bungalow, only 150 grand. Probably not as central in the city. Let's see at what 150 is getting us. Okay, so as you can tell, it's probably older build. Lots of carpet still, not as roomy, but still livable. It's not a total fixer-upper. Rooms are relatively tiny. Washrooms are also, this is attic or a room, I'm not sure, but it's a decent amount of space there. Someone is living there, so it seems like a room. So modest sized all around, but overall not as big as the last listing. But you gotta take into factor that this is only 150 grand, and the plumbing of the house, you know, as they call it, the systems look relatively updated and still working in order. And you get some space outside as well, and even a tool shed, it looks like. So it's like one of those corner houses, tiny houses. This in like near the heart of Toronto would be like 800 grand, almost like what, 5 times the price of this. So yeah, it's a steal at 150 G's. Last but not least, let's see something more in the middle, maybe like around 300 grand. This looks like a good pick, another bungalow. Doesn't tell you the square footage, but we know it's 3 beds and 2 baths. Let's see what it looks like. Outside looks really spacious. Look at that lot size. Wow. Backyard as well. Super spacious. Front and back. Kitchen appliances and furnishings are decent. Not the latest, but not the oldest either. Lots of white walls. Wow, decent living space. Very decent. Washrooms are nice too, the furnishing and fixtures and everything. Rooms are decent sized, not bad at all. More rooms, more washrooms, and then the basement, which also seems to be finished with a bar and also a little fireplace going on. So that's a steal for, you know, finished basement and the top floors and everything for under 300 grand. So yeah, that's how far Thunder Bay dollars can get you. So fantastic deal by any stretch comparing to other Canadian cities. Let's see if there's anything interesting in the descriptions. No, it's just 3 large bedrooms and 4-piece bathroom, rec room too. Yeah, fantastic deal considering it's under 300, right? Thank you everyone for watching all the way. Remember as always to support the channel through your likes, comments, and subscribe, to keep me motivated, putting out more great content. Take care. Bye for now.